This is The Space Shot, episode 315 for March 25th, 2018. Explorer 10 and a birthday. I'm John Molnix. This past week has been a fantastic blur. So much has been going on, and I've got a lot of interviews in motion coming up here for the podcast. On Monday, I met with numerous people I'm going to have on the show in the coming weeks and months. I also got to catch up with people I've met before and network with new people from all segments of the aerospace industry. This week, I've had a little bit of time to write for the talk that I'm giving in April at the Cosmosphere. I'm really looking forward to this event, as well as the event that's just a few days before. I'm excited to see astronaut Scott Kelly speak in Hutchinson, and I'll be sure to share what I can from that event with all of you here. March has flown by at warp speed, and I'm sure April is going to be doing the same. We're rapidly approaching the 1-year anniversary of the Space Shot, which is an incredible milestone. I want to thank everyone that's joined me here on this journey. I'm looking forward to spending another year here with all of you. Explorer 10 lifted off on March 25th, 1961 from Cape Canaveral. Quote, the mission objective was to investigate the magnetic fields and plasma as the spacecraft passed through Earth's magnetosphere and into cislunar space. Explorer 10 was a small spacecraft. It weighed only 79 kilograms or 174 pounds. The probe was spin stabilized, which is something I've talked about before, but here's a quick primer in case you're new to the podcast. Think of a football, and for all of my listeners outside the United States, I'm talking about an American football. When a quarterback throws the football, they impart a little bit of a spin on it to keep it stable and give it a more accurate flight path. It's a similar concept for spacecraft. Explorer 10's powered journey into cislunar space was a short one, since its batteries only functioned during the outgoing trip, about 52 hours before draining completely. The spacecraft returned information on Earth's magnetosphere up until March 27, 1961. There was another launch that also took place on March 25th, specifically a joint Italian and American launch in 1988. The San Marco DL spacecraft explored solar activity and launched from the Luigi Broglio Space Center, specifically the offshore platform called the San Marco platform. I've talked a bit about this platform before, way back in episode 185, and I'm still planning on doing an episode about this space center in the future, and I'm currently looking for people that I can interview about this overlooked launching site. Let's finish up today with a birthday. Astronaut Jim Lovell was born on March 25th, 1928 in Cleveland, Ohio. He turns 90 today. That's one heck of a milestone. Happy birthday to Jim Lovell. He flew on Gemini 7 and 12 and was one of 3 humans to orbit the moon during the Apollo 8 mission. He went on to command Apollo 13, one of the most talked about missions in NASA history, and one that I'll be talking about here in the coming weeks. I've mentioned Gemini 7 and 12 before, back in November and December. In episode 181, I spoke with Jim Remar about these Gemini missions, so go check out that episode. Apollo 8 is one of the most important missions in the space program, and it's one that's often overlooked. I've talked about this mission a ton in episodes 206, 221, 224, 225, 227, and finally 266. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a fan of Apollo 8, so be sure to check out those episodes if you're new to the show. I hope all of you have a fantastic rest of your day whenever you're listening to this, and I appreciate each and every one of you that take the time to do so each day. Since you're here, and I've got your ear, give me 30 seconds of your time. I'd be incredibly grateful if you could share the podcast with your friends and family. Tag one of them and let them know about your favorite episode. I'd also really appreciate it if you could venture into the Apple Podcasts app or your podcast app of choice and leave a review for The Space Shot. A steady stream of reviews helps ensure The Space Shot is more visible in the Apple Podcasts app. As always, the show notes have more information on today's episode. You can hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. Find me at John Molnix. I'm always up to chat. You can also connect with me on Facebook. Just search The Space Shot or check out the links in the show notes and you'll find me. I'm John Molnix, and I'll catch you on the flip side.